In this video, you will learn about factoring with both a greatest common factor and a equal to 1. First, if possible, you should factor out the greatest common factor. Then you want to determine two numbers that multiply to c and add to b. So if c is positive, both numbers are positive or negative, and if c is negative, one number is positive and one number is negative. So either a positive and a negative or a negative and a positive. Then you're going to fill the terms into the factors with the greatest common factor still in front, set both factors equal 0, and solve the two equations separately, resulting in two answers. In this example, notice that there's a number in front of the squared term. That means that we want to take that number and factor it out like it's a greatest common factor. So if I were to remove 4 as my greatest common factor, I'm left with m squared. 40 divided by 4 is 10, so it's plus 10m. And 64 divided by 4 is 16. I set that equals 0. Now I want to find two numbers that multiply to positive 16 and add to 10. So I can set up my chart. So they multiply to 16 and add to 10. Since 16 is positive, they're going to be both positive or both negative. So 16 divided by 1 gives me 16. So I have 1 and 16, or negative 1, negative 16. Since 16 divided by 2 is 8, I have positive 2, positive 8, or negative 2, negative 8. And if I do 16 divided by 4, I get 4. So I have positive 4 and positive 4, or negative 4 and negative 4. If I add straight across, 1 plus 16 gives me 17. Negative 1 plus negative 16 is negative 17. 2 plus 8 is 10. Negative 2 minus 8 is negative 10. 4 plus 4 is 8. And negative 4 plus negative 4 is negative 8. So the one part that works is this 10, meaning that the 2 and the 8 are the terms I'm going to use. Now, since I factored out a 4 before, that means that I'm going to keep the 4 in front. I know I have an m that I'm going to fill into, and an m that I'm going to fill into instead of equal 0. From over here, I know it's going to be plus 2 and plus 8. Now from here, it's just like what we did before. So I could say m plus 2 equals 0, and m plus 8 equals 0. To solve for the equation on the left, I subtract 2 to get m equals negative 2, and subtract 8 to get m equals negative 8. So the answer is m equals negative 2 or negative 8. For our next example, the greatest common factor here again is whatever's in front of the x squared. So I could take out a 3, and I'm left with x squared. 6 divided by 3 is 2. This becomes minus 2x, and 9 divided by 3 is 3. So it's minus 3 equals 0. Now I know that I want to find two numbers that are going to multiply to negative 3 and add to negative 2. So I can set up my chart, so two numbers that multiply to negative 3 and add to negative 2. If I divide 3 by 1, I would get 3, and since it's negative, they're different terms. So I'll have positive 1 and negative 3, or negative 1, positive 3. And 3 isn't divisible by 2, so those are all my options. If I add 1 plus negative 3, I get negative 2. Negative 1 plus 3 is 2. So this means that this is the only one that works, so I have 1 and negative 3. Now I can rewrite this. I keep the 3 in front, so I have 3. I know it's x and I'm filling in, and then x and I'm filling in, set equals 0. From over here, I know it's going to be plus 1 minus 3. Now I can say x plus 1 equals 0 and x minus 3 equals 0. To solve for x, I subtract 1 to get x equals negative 1 and add 3 to get x equals 3. So the solution is x equals negative 1 or 3.